So how do you know that your building is at the stage for ceiling? So a few days ago, I just discovered that many people are following me, even though their building is still at the foundation level. Yes, someone called me. He actually paid for one of my class on how to produce screening pens. Of course, many people from whether from the UK or the US have bought, even in Ghana have bought this course, but she just bought the course yesterday. So during the discussion, she told me that she had been following me for over a year and she is just at that stage now. That is when she just decided to purchase the stuff. And that is why I decided to begin to make this kind of very basic content for those who are still at that stage. Now, the first mistake I see people make when they want to do their ceiling is that I see people who already fix their door or the internal door. Now they are calling on POP or polyceiling ceiling or any ceiling at all to begin their job. Now that is a wrong decision because the scaffolding from this ceiling designer will always disrupt those doors. It will always disturb those doors, and at the end, you will have to fix many of those doors again, or even if you do not fix all of them, they will have faults very, very quickly because the scaffolding are long and they have to take them through the doors, which will be shaking the doors, and sometimes the scaffolding may block way for the braiding of that scaffold. Because they need their safety, they will have to block that door or use something which that door which is not really good. You may say they are careless, but no, they are not. Ask any of your engineer who really know what's up, who is very active in building. They will tell you that it is not a good advice or it is not a good practice to fix all your doors before you do ceiling. So what is the best advice then? Fix all the external doors. So if you have if two door is what you have, the parlor door and the kitchen door, fix those two. But if you are someone and your building require multiple outside door, you will have to fix those outside doors only. Then you invite the POP or the ceiling designer to come and start his own job. Other than that, you can also leave it, or if the place is safe, leave it and let them do their job before you do your doors. It will save you money and then more importantly, even time, because what is the essence of you fixing your door and refixing them again? And this time around, the mason is going to charge you double of whatever he charged you in the first place because he's both destroying and installing again. So once you discover that your building need all the internal door, chances are that you are already past the stage for POP. But nevertheless, if you have done that, nothing you can do now. So just go ahead and call your POP person to come and do the job for you. The next one is for those who do or do not do wiring before they start their POP. But before we continue, if you have a POP ceiling, polyceiling ceiling design or screening job anywhere in Nigeria, we have worked for dozens of people, both residing in Nigeria and those in diaspora. Check the description and you will see our contact there. Send us a message and we'll be readily available to do yours as well. So even though this one is in two different stages, I would say those who do not do wiring before they do their ceiling, especially those who have open roof and their building is in a safe environment. So before you call on the POP ceiling designer or the POP polyceiling ceiling designer or any ceiling designer at all, make sure that your wiring is already done. Now, in very, very serious cases, we advise people not to do wiring so that to avoid it being stole. from the side, because we have seen a lot of cases, and you watching me now, if you are building, you definitely have had it before. But installing or wiring the building before the ceiling saves you time. So it is advised that you do your wiring, because after the ceiling, people getting into the ceiling and going up and down because they have to run their wire. Sometimes they match wood that they are not supposed to match, which lead to the ceiling having fault and cracking. And in very rare cases, somebody may just fall from that noggin, nobody knows. And when he fall, he's falling directly on the ceiling, which is something that you have to do maintenance. But if you have a building in a very unsafe place where they can just remove the wire, steal it, then you are advised, if you have an open roof, to leave it until the ceiling. But once your building is at the stage where you need to do the wiring, you know that you have reached the stage for ceiling. Now, for people who have flat roof, whether your building is in a safe or unsafe environment, you have to do your wiring, because after the ceiling, if you have flat roof, and those who have the flat roof know exactly what I'm talking about, you will not be able to enter inside the ceiling. So you have to do your wiring compulsory. So that is the second one. And then the third one is those who do tiling before they ask POP to come and work. Your POP ceiling or any ceiling at all must come first before the tiling. Your ceiling must come first before tiling, because if you do the tiling before the ceiling, when the ceiling guys come, they have no option. They will have to set up their scaffolding. So when they set up their scaffolding, they will have to nail some of the wood, and when they are nailing those wood, definitely it will be hitting the ties. When it hitting the ties, you discover that the ties get broken. It is the most common reason why you do not do tiling, because before you do your ceiling. And even if you are able to do, even if it is not broken, sensitive ties can get cracked, and when they get cracked, they are no longer beautiful, and there is no way for you to repair them. Some people will say, oh yeah, I'm laying marble or granite. Now, if you haven't laying granite, that should be the main reason why you should not do your tiling before you do your ceiling, because you know marble and granite, they are very expensive. So that is the third one. And then the final one is those who ask POP to come and work before they do the plastering for their building. Now, if you want to install POP ceiling, then you have to do the plastering. Now, this one happened in very rare case, but we have seen a lot of people calling POP to come and work. Some of them will even make inquiries. Okay, can you do the ceiling before the plastering? The answer is no. You may have some fatal mistake on the ceiling, very foundational mistake on the ceiling that will even lead it to fall, especially if it's POP or polystyrene ceiling. So you are advised to plaster your wall before you call on your ceiling. So it is after you have plastered your wall that you will decide, or that is when you will know that your building need ceiling. So that is what I have to share with you in this video. So see you in another video.